Hi guys, this is IGCSE O-Level Chemistry, paper 22, June 2020, question 21. Which process is not used in the preparation of an insoluble salt? So, if we are preparing an insoluble salt, we would need to filter it and then wash it and dry it. And obviously, we start off by mixing two soluble reagents to produce the insoluble salt. So, filtration is needed, washing is needed, crystallization is needed for preparation of soluble salts, not insoluble salts, and drying is needed. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option C. Question 22. Which statement about group 1 and group 7 elements is correct? Group 7 elements are monoatomic nonmetals? No, they are diatomic nonmetals. F2, Cl2, Br2, I2. All of them are diatomic. Next, lithium is more reactive with water than cesium. Reactivity of group 1 metals increases down the group. So lithium is less reactive. Next, the melting points of group 1 metal increases down the group. No, the melting point of group 1 metals it decreases down the group. So this is incorrect as well. And the last one, potassium bromide reacts with chlorine to produce an orange solution. Yes, chlorine is more reactive than bromine. Therefore, it will discharge bromide ions from potassium bromide, forming potassium chloride. And bromide ions will be oxidized to bromine, which will appear as an orange solution. So this is correct. Therefore, option D is the correct option for this question. Question 23. The properties of elements titanium can be predicted from its position in the periodic table. Which row identifies the properties of titanium? So titanium is a transition element. So can be used as a catalyst. Transition elements, yes, can be used as a catalyst. So this eliminates option D. Next, conducts electricity when solid. Yes, transition elements are metal, so they would conduct electricity when solid, eliminating option C. Has low density? No, all transition elements have high densities. So this eliminates option A. And finally, forms colored compounds. Yes, all transition elements form colored compounds, making option B the correct option for this question. Question 24. Which diagram shows a mixture of noble gases? So, first of all, noble gases will not react with each other. Second of all, noble gases are monoatomic. So we would have two different types of atoms in the same container, which is there in option A. In option B, we've got the atoms reacting to form a molecule, which is incorrect. In option C, we've got molecules. That means noble gases in option C appear to be diatomic, which is incorrect. And in option D, we do not have a mixture of noble gases. We have a single noble gas present. So this is incorrect as well. Therefore, A is the correct option for this question. Question 25. Which property is shown by all metals? They are extracted from their ores by heating with carbon? No, only metals that are less reactive than carbon can be extracted by heating them with carbon. So this is not true for all metals. All metals conduct electricity? Yes, that is true. They all form acidic oxides? No, zinc and aluminum form amphoteric oxides. And they react with hydrochloric acid to form hydrogen. Only those metals that are more reactive than hydrogen will react with hydrochloric acid. Metals that are less reactive like copper will not. This makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 26. Many metal carbonates decompose when they are heated. Which row describes what happens when potassium carbonate, calcium carbonate, and copper 2 carbonate are heated using a Bunsen burner? So decomposes easily. Out of these, the one with the largest cation would decompose the most easily. So that would have to be copper to carbonate. So this eliminates options A and D. Decomposes with difficulty would be the one with a smaller cation but even a higher charge on the cation. So in case of potassium carbonate, we have two cations having a +1 charge. In case of calcium carbonate, we have only one cation with a smaller size and a high charge of +2. So calcium carbonate would be the one that would decompose with the greatest difficulty compared to potassium carbonate. So this eliminates option C. And does not decompose at Bunsen temperatures. Yes, potassium carbonate, sodium carbonate and potassium carbonate have a very high decomposition temperature and will not decompose at the temperatures of the Bunsen flame. So decomposing with difficulty is the one with a +2 charge but only one cation, which is calcium carbonate, and does not decompose at all would be potassium carbonate, because there are two cations with a +1 charge which would hold on to the carbonate ion much strongly, requiring a much larger amount of heat energy for decomposition. So this makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 27. Molten iron from the blast furnace contains impurities. The process of turning the impure iron into steel involves blowing oxygen into the molten iron and adding calcium oxide. What are the reasons for blowing in oxygen and adding calcium oxide? So carbon is removed by reacting with oxygen. Yes, because at the high temperatures used, the carbon present would burn away as carbon dioxide in the presence of oxygen. So this eliminates options C and D, in which it says iron would react with oxygen. That means iron would rust. And that is not what happens in the blast furnace. And adding calcium oxide. Addition of calcium oxide allows for the reaction with acidic impurities in order to make the uh, waste product called slag. So reacts with acidic impurities making slag, yes. And the other one says reacts with slag and so removes it. No, when it reacts with SiO2 or other acidic or the acidic impurity, in fact, so it will produce slag. It does not react with slag. So reaction of calcium oxide produces slag. Calcium oxide does not react with slag. So option B becomes incorrect, making option A the correct option for this question. Question 28. Four iron nails are added to four different metal sulfate solutions. In which solution does a displacement reaction occurs? It would occur in a solution in which iron would be more reactive than the other metal. So copper to sulfate, iron is more reactive than copper. That means the displacement reaction will occur. Copper metal will be produced and iron to sulfate solution will be produced. Magnesium sulfate. Magnesium is more reactive than iron, so magnesium will not displace iron, or iron will not displace magnesium in magnesium sulfate. Sodium is more reactive than iron, so reaction will not occur. Zinc is also more reactive than iron, so the reaction will not occur. And in order to check for the reactivity, we need to remember the reactivity series. That would be potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum. Then we would have carbon, then we would have zinc, then we would have iron, then we would have lead, followed by hydrogen, then copper, silver, gold. So the only metal that is less reactive than iron is copper, making option A the correct option for this question. Question 29. Which statement about pure water is not correct? It condenses at 100 degrees Celsius. Yes. It boils at 100 degrees Celsius as well as it condenses at 100 degrees Celsius. This is true. It freezes at 0. Yes. Water, pure water, freezes at 0 degrees Celsius and also melts at 0 degrees Celsius. So this is correct as well. it turns cobalt to chloride paper blue. Cobalt to chloride paper, if it does not contain water, is pink in color. When exposed to water, it turns blue. No, 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 no. Which statement about pure water is not correct? It turns cobalt to chloride paper blue. Cobalt to chloride paper. Now depends on which color of the cobalt to chloride paper is being used. Pink to blue or blue to pink. It turns cobalt chloride solution or the salt, not the paper. It turns cobalt chloride salt pink, blue to pink. So yes, it turns cobalt chloride paper blue. No, it turns it pink. So this statement is incorrect. And the last one, it turns anhydrous copper to sulfate blue. Anhydrous copper to sulfate is white in color. When water is added, it turns blue. So this is correct as well. So since the question asks which of these is incorrect, this makes option C the correct option for this question. Question 30. Three processes in the carbon cycle are shown. Methane reacts with oxygen, producing carbon dioxide and water. So basically, methane is undergoing combustion. So the question is asking us which processes have taken place. So process one is combustion. So this eliminates option C and D. Process two, carbon dioxide and water are absorbed and used by plants to make oxygen. So this is what photosynthesis is and not respiration. And the third one, oxygen is used by living things to release energy. Oxygen, when used by living things, is used to respire. So this process is called respiration, making option A the correct option for this question.